I awoke to the smell of smoke and roasted roots. The world came back into focus slowly, painted in the flickering orange light of a small, controlled fire. I was lying on a bed of salvaged furs in the same sheltered ruin where we'd hidden from the acid storm. My body ached with a profound, soul-deep exhaustion I had never known. I felt scoured out, hollowed. Reese was tending the fire, his sharp profile softened by the dancing flames. Cale was sitting with his back against the far wall, his formidable weapon resting across his knees. He wasn't looking at me, but I could feel the weight of his attention. The air between us was different. The raw hostility had been burned away, leaving a tense, fragile truce in its ashes. "The feeling," I murmured, my voice raspy. "When you caught me, Cale, I felt something." Cale's head snapped up, his dark eyes locking onto mine. He looked startled, almost spooked, a crack in his hardened warrior facade. He grunted and looked away, a muscle feathering in his jaw. It was Reese who answered, his voice low. "There are old stories, so old they're mostly forgotten, tales from before the blight when the sky was blue." He poked the fire with a stick, sending a shower of sparks into the gloom. "They speak of a triad, a balance, the sky soul, the earth heart, and the mind blade. It was said that when the world fell sick, the three would be bound together to either heal it or watch it die." He glanced from me to Cale and then back again. It was a children's story. A myth to give hope in the dark. A sky soul, an earth heart, and a mind blade, me, Cale, and Reese. The notion was absurd, a primitive fantasy. And yet the resonance I had felt from Cale's touch, that shocking sense of rightness, of recognition, echoed the sentiment of the myth. I looked at Cale again. His entire body was rigid, as if he felt the same pull and was fighting it with every fiber of his being. He was the earth heart, I realized, grounded, strong, rooted in this broken land. And Reese, the strategist, the one with the plan, was the mind blade. "Did it work?" I asked, changing the subject, needing to ground myself in reality. "The heart would." Cale was the one who moved first. He pushed himself to his feet and came to my side, offering a calloused hand. His touch sent another one of those strange, resonant jolts through my system. I took it, allowing him to help me to my feet. I was unsteady, and his grip was a solid, grounding anchor in my exhaustion. Reese rose silently and led the way back out into the gray twilight. We returned to the base of the colossal, petrified tree, to the exact spot where I had collapsed. And there, emerging from a crack in the stone-dead bark where my hand had rested, was a single, perfect leaf. It wasn't large, no bigger than my palm, but it was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. It was a vibrant, impossible green, so rich and full of life it seemed to weep color into the gray world around it. A soft, internal luminescence pulsed from its veins, a faint echo of the starlight I had poured into it. It was new, it was pure, it was hope made tangible. I reached out a trembling hand. Cale came to stand beside me, so close I could feel the heat radiating from his body. His usual aggressive posture was replaced with a quiet awe. Reese stood on my other side, his expression one of grim satisfaction. We were the myth made real, the celestial power, the steadfast earth, the keen mind. The task ahead was still monumental, a single leaf in a world of decay. Healing this planet would demand every last drop of my power and their every ounce of strength and knowledge. But as I looked from the glowing leaf to the man standing so close beside me, I finally understood. My parents hadn't given me a punishment, they had given me a purpose. And as I saw the impossible hope reflected in Cale's guarded dark eyes, I realized they had also given me something infinitely more terrifying and precious. A reason to stay, a reason to fight. The slow burn of Ethel's rebirth had just begun, and it was inextricably tied to the reluctant, dangerous heat igniting between its sky soul and its earth heart.